We live? Well, let's do it. DEG. Granddaughter. 4:30 in the building. Yeah. Big game, we talk that. Made a path, we walk that. Skills max, streets got a bag, that's a real win. Never lost that, this dead end gaming. You know how we do. BZ and the granddad, that's player one, that's player two. News, we gon' talk about it. Review, we gon' talk about it. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, we gon' talk about it. Can't forget that PC, best around this web B. Special guest from 9/11, right up out that family tree, we got it. Sonic's traveling real fast, leveled up, but we the final boss. No one else to go but this podcast. It's dead end gaming. Finna hit the mark, on point like the sharpest dart. If you tuned in, just know you smart. Press start. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Granddad Wooly, and we are here for part 2 of episode 243 of the Dead End Gaming Podcast. But you know what time it is? It's time to take over because it's one time for the one time. D-E-W. D-E-W. Wrestling talk, y'all. You know what it is. And we are here with Krishna, and we are here with Beans, DEW, certified crew. Let's just get right into it, y'all. We're talking WWE. We're talking what happened as of this recording. It is the 18th. So yesterday was Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden. By the time y'all hear this, that will be 2 weeks away. And more shows have already been done. But a lot of development happened on this Monday Night Raw. Let's start off with John Cena, because John Cena is in the tail end of his farewell tour. This was actually his last Monday Night Raw appearance. It was in Madison Square Garden. We're getting close, y'all. We're getting close to Cena being gone for good, bro. It's real. It's getting realer and realer by the moment, by the week. And he just recently won the Intercontinental Championship, making him a Grand Slam champion. He won it off Dominic Mysterio the prior Raw before, and he comes out and he pretty much has announced that, okay, they're gonna be doing a rematch. So Dom and him have a rematch scheduled for Survivor Series War Games, and I think this is where Dom gets the belt back. But on this show, we were treated to a nice six-man tag. We had Cena. We had Cena, Sheamus, and Rey Mysterio, who just came back from injury. So he's back in the ring, taking on the Judgment Day, which was Finn, Dom, and JD McDonough. Fun match. Some cool spots. They did the triple 10 beats of the battering and the you can't see me 5-knuckle shuffle. Just a fun match for John to have. And John said this is going to be one of his most fun matches because, you know, Ray and Sheamus were two of his most known opponents coming up. And even though they didn't get to face each other one-on-one, it's still good to see them share the ring one last time in that manner. So how did y'all feel about the match? And do you think there was a good use of Cena on his final Raw in Madison Square Garden?
So, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Dominic. You know,
oh yeah, Dirty Dom. I'm a Dirty Dom fan.
Months as champion, bro. Champion. Like, who would have thought that you turn over into a baby face? Like, would have thought, bro?
Bro, Dom that dude, bro. So, Dom be pulling all the baddies, bro. He got the mullet. He got the stash. That's Eddie's kid, bro. He got everything going for him, bro. Everything.
I think also with him not having Liv on the shoulder too, I think that also soared his popularity right there. So, man got everything going on. So definitely his run as an Intercontinental Champion was pretty good. As far as the match, definitely a really fun match. I like how that was going. Stereo, you know, you can see the little bit of the ring rust right there. Sheamus, you know, he's getting for Sheamus, this was like, you know, his opportunity to team up with John Cena one last time before possibly being his opponent in the future. So this is actually pretty good. I have to say, like, I like the match. You know, I like the big tributes and everything. So really good segment for kickoff Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah,
And
it felt like
go ahead, Banks. Go
it
ahead.
felt like a good like house show match. Like you go to a house show, it just felt like they was like having fun,
Yeah.
just getting things out the way. Even like the whole match, when they all going to "You Can't See Me," but like Sheamus pulled them in the middle, like this moment's about you. Like
Hmm.
yeah, it was just like them having fun, like for the last time. Like I'm glad it actually had an ending because I hated how like his last SmackDown match had ended in a DQ or whatever. Like
Yeah.
so, at least his final Raw match, TV match, actually ended with
Like an
some type
actual
of
real
victory.
ending and a feel good moment, and it was the Madison Square Garden, so
Yeah,
you had the New York
yeah,
crowd wouldn't have went for that for sure. But how do
right.
y'all feel? Because let's go back to Dominic real quick. Dom in this whole thing with Cena, the last time is now tour. Dom is the only one to get. Technically, he's at 2 matches with Cena during this, and he's up for a third. He's got 2 singles matches, and he had a tag match. Dom's gotten the most matches with Cena of anybody in this entire run, even though it's at the tail end. But the last 3 weeks,
Paul. hmm
and
Logan
and
Paul had 3.
who?
But Logan Paul had 3 matches, I think. I think he had like 2
Wait.
tag matches.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
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 you're right.
Logan
You're
Paul
right.
did.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, and then they had
I
a
completely
solo
forgot
match.
about. But that actually makes me think of it. So Cena is giving these extra matches to who I believe he thinks is the future, because that's what he's been talking about. Like, he wants to build for the future. He wants to put the spotlight on people who he believes is the future. So if he's giving all these second and third matches to a Logan Paul or to a Dominic Mysterio, and yeah, of course, he gave us our match with AJ Styles. He gave us our CM Punk match. He gave us our Randy Orton match. He gave us,
Yeah.
he gave us the hits. But Cena's really trying to nail the point home that he is investing into the future of the business, because that's where he knows when he leaves it, he wants to make sure it's in good hands, and he wants to leave whatever left he's got in the hands of whoever's up and coming. So I think that's really cool with Dominic. And Dominic, I feel like has
Oh,
grown.
yeah.
Dominic has grown so much over the years from when he just went from when he actually came into the business. Well, as a performer, it's crazy to see where he started and where he is now. But I'm loving his development, so I'm happy for him. And I know in this the second singles match with Cena, he's definitely going to get his title back. I don't see Cena carrying the IC title into his final match at Saturday Night's Main Event. He doesn't need it. He just needed it for that one stat, so he can say he had the Grand Slam, so he can have that in his record book when it's all said and done. So definitely, I know Dom's definitely getting this title back at Survivor Series. So with that being said, too, sticking on Cena a little bit, this last time is now tournament has been going on. And we've been getting some surprises. Like on SmackDown, they had Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, come back in a match. He lost to LA Knight, who's been getting done crazy dirty lately. LA Knight's been getting he pissed somebody off bad, because I know he lost.
Yeah.
I know he lost his War Game spot, and I know he lost the whole. But he made someone angry over there. But he still got the win. But yeah, but yeah, and also we saw the Miz, pretty much the Miz and Solo Sikoa in here, and Sheamus advanced, and he beat Nakamura.
The return of Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, on Monday with the return of Dolph Ziggler, and he faced Solo, and Solo did end up beating him, because all these TNA former WWE went to TNA and went to the Indies. They're coming back for just a quick pop in a show, but they're not gonna win. They're not gonna move on. But also Javon Evans, who I'm really high on, he had a great match with the returning Gunther, who came back to his OG music. Thank you.
Yeah.
Symphony number 9. Oh my God, I'm so glad he came back. I didn't mind the new music he had, but I always loved that he just came out to that Symphony number 9. It just helped with his aesthetic and his just the whole package that was, well, it was Walter at the time, but Walter and Gunther. So I'm glad, and he came back with the robe. He didn't come back with the long coat. He came back with the robe on, bro. It's like I'm like, bro, this is who we need to see, and he's not fucking around. They had a great match. I wish that they would have had this match later on. Like, I wish Javon Evans would have came in and got a couple wins and maybe made it to like the semifinals, and then it was him versus Gunther, and really put and give Javon that look that he might actually go to the finals and face Cena. I think that would have been a great look for him, because he's been getting a lot of good looks on the main roster over the past month.
Special, man.
So
he is special, bro.
He really is. He's definitely gonna be one of those superstars that I think is, when he finally does come over, he's gonna get the crowd's just gonna latch onto him, and he's gonna, if they book him right, they gotta book him right, but he can definitely be an out the gate mid card champion and really rise up the ranks out the gate. But they got to do it right. They definitely, that's what I'm scared of, because we could have saw that for Carmelo Hayes, but they did him dirty. We could have saw that for, who else? Well, I mean, you can name anybody who came up out of.
Well, really and truly, right now it is Carmelo Hayes, but I mean, yeah, they book him right. Definitely going to be pretty good, because I mean, him, Tiffany Stratton, and San Perez, they're like the three youngest people in the roster. And right now, Rocky, I mean, she's in a lot of matches in, but she's not really moving the needle too much.
Yeah.
So Tiffany, get Money in the Bank, cashing it in against Naya, holding the championship for almost a year, pretty much, before, losing it to Jade. So right now, Javon, I can see him as a great mid-card match, but like you said, they got to book him right, and saying, hopefully they do something a little bit better with her.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have plans for Roxanne. Before I get to Roxanne, I want to put a feather on this tournament, because we still got more matches to go. And I guess quick predictions, because by the time this comes out, we'll be at Survivor Series. But this is gonna run all the way up until Cena's match, until final match, until Saturday Night's Main Event, which is in December. Everybody's leaning towards Gunther versus
Gunther
Cena.
and Sheamus, pretty much.
Gunther or Sheamus.
Well, Gunther and Sheamus are basically doing it.
Yeah, Gunther and Sheamus are going to be the final two, is what I'm feeling is going to happen. I think.
Well, I did see a picture of a bracket, but I didn't know how official it was, because I don't know if they ever put one up, but.
No, they have not. They have kept the bracket under tight.
No bracket.
Nobody knows what it is.
So we don't even know who's going where exactly. So I have a feeling, just based on of story, I feel like we would get a Sheamus Gunther, because first of all, Sheamus versus Gunther was always the banger. That's always been a banger match. So I think so we're not worried about that as far as the finals, but I think they really want to put this Gunther versus Cena match on, and of course Gunther's gonna win and beat Cena. But I'm thinking too, does Gunther at this point in his career really need it? He's already a multi-time world champion, longest reigning Intercontinental champion, king of the ring. I mean, he's a main event star. He doesn't really need that rub from Cena, because he's already a made man. So do we really need Gunther to just pad his stats with, I'm the one who retired John Cena? Or do we really give it to somebody new? And that's why I was like, dang, why is they took out Javon Evans so early? He should have been on the other side of that bracket and gave us at least a little idea of maybe Javon Evans could be that one, just to give a real new talent a chance. Because now you think about all the people who've already won. Solo's won, Sheamus has won, Gunther has won. Who won against the LA Knights won?
Jey Uso won, LA Knights.
These are all people who have been here forever. Yeah. There's no new upstarts. So the only thing I can think of.
Well, Bronson Reed and Carmelo face each other. Bronson Reed will probably win that.
Bronson's probably gonna win that.
He'll at least be somewhat new.
So, but even still, it's like
they should have had more NXT, I think.
So here's what I thought too. Okay, they got all these people who have been here for a while. Carmelo could beat Bronson, but I doubt it, because they want Bronson looking strong going into War Games. So I doubt that.
Yeah, Miz is probably strong.
So So unless it's some fuck finish shit and he ends up losing on some nonsense. But I don't want that for Carmelo. I want Carmelo to have an actual real win so he can build some momentum and look strong going into this. So if they have any more from NXT coming over, even though he just literally came back on NXT and had a face down with Ricky Saints, Obafemi. I thought Obafemi would have been a good person to put.
That's what I was thinking too.
But
I was thinking the same thing too.
But they brought him back on NXT TV to have a stare down with Ricky Saints. So what are we doing? Are we having him not go in the tournament now? Is that not happening? Because who else is there?
Well, yeah, it's already got, they already got all the people out because
everybody. The first round is done.
Right, everybody.
The first round is pretty much done because
you still got 2 matches over there now.
Yeah, you got Penta versus Finn Balor, and I forgot what the last one was.
You got Bronson and Carmelo and Penta. So that I feel that was a perfect opportunity to put Obafemi, who would be dominant, who is a new upstart. He's young, even though he look old as fuck. He's actually really young. He's a former NXT champion, and I think he would have been a great matchup against Gunther. If they would have had him versus Gunther and have Obafemi beat Gunther, and then go on to beat Cena. Now this is if Cena would decide to probably hold on to the title too. But the fact that I know Cena's dropping this title, they're gonna give us Gunther versus Cena. That's it. It's happening at this point.
Well,
there's nobody else.
This is also something. Yeah, this is also something I've been thinking about as well. The way these matches are playing out. First of all, reason why I can see Gunther versus Sheamus in the finals is both of their stories going through. Yeah. So we know Sheamus is gonna face Rusev again.
Right.
I don't know who else he's gonna face. I think he's gonna end up facing Rusev in the semifinals, probably Bronson Reed in the quarterfinals, and then of course he's gonna get Sheamus. He's gonna get Gunther.
Right.
Gunther, definitely I see him facing LA Knight.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get Jey Uso.
Yeah, they're gonna run back Jey
Uso basically for
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically so this is their storylines, going through hidden. See Cena still holding on to the Intercontinental Championship for one of two reasons. Sheamus either becoming a Grand Slam champion, because remember, his beat Cena, become a household name, win his first world championship, and like I said, to the date that they're gonna have their match. Gunther, only reason I would see them doing that is if they're gonna make him a double champ. He becomes the third or fourth person to hold the Intercontinental Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship on the same brand.
But do you think
towards that? I don't know.
Nah, I don't see that because why would Gunther's done it all with that IC title? He's the longest reigning champion. Yeah. Why does he need that title again? I don't see a point of putting it back on Gunther. If Cena's gonna hold on to that IC title, if he's gonna beat Dominic at Survivor Series and carry it into Saturday Night's main event, then yes, Sheamus has to beat Gunther because that's the only reason why it makes sense. Because I don't want to see Gunther with the IC title again because it's been there, done that. There's nothing he needs to prove with that title anymore. It's a waste of time. So if Sheamus isn't gonna win, but also that's also a double-edged sword because you're gonna have Sheamus, who's not a new talent, who's not the future. He's just Sheamus, who's he's a Hall of Famer career legend in his own right. So, and I think Sheamus should win that IC title at Mania. I don't think he should win it on Saturday night's main event in Washington, D.C. I feel like Sheamus deserves to get that title at a bigger stage. And so here's how I think it should go. IC title goes back to Dom. Dom carries it and either drops it to somebody else or he carries it all the way into Mania and he builds a feud with Sheamus. And Sheamus takes it off of Dom. That could happen. That could definitely happen. And it's long enough for Dom to be a 2-time champion. He's already a AAA mega champion. He's a double champion right now. And by that time, Dom will then be able to move into a main event player if he builds himself up right. He can move into that main event slot, and it wouldn't be a problem with him dropping the title. Also, going back to the IC title with the IC title, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like I said, like the title has to be put into a place where it makes sense. Dom's doing so well with that title. They wouldn't have took it off of Dom if Cena just didn't want to get a Grand Slam. Dom would still be title champion now. That's the only reason why Dom lost it, and that's why he's going to get it back at Survivor Series. And I feel like from there we'll get a Dom and Ray feud for the IC title. Dom will beat his dad. He'll keep it, and then we can probably talk about plugging in Sheamus, and Sheamus taking it at Mania if they want to go that route. But don't put it on Gunther again. It's no point. Gunther doesn't need that title. Gunther is a main event star. He's the top bad guy heel in the main event scene right now. He needs to go, especially now that Seth is now that Punk is the champion, and they had a great match.
Yeah, they got to run that back.
Gunther's gonna want some get back. He's gonna want his title back. So now that sets up Punk versus Gunther in a feud. They had a great match at SummerSlam. He technically wrote off Gunther off TV because he broke his nose or broke whatever it is because he left bloody. So Gunther's gonna want that get back. So after Punk is done with this whole War Games thing and he needs another opponent going into Mania, why not have the run back for Gunther and Punk at Mania if they want to do that? So I don't know. I think
I feel like they got some of the plans for Punk at Mania. I see that. Feel like Friday night main event, they're probably going to run Gunther and Punk, that world championship.
They could. Well, no, because if Gunther is going to get the last match of Cena, that's where he's going to be at. If it's Gunther versus Cena, it's that Saturday night main event. So Gunther.
Well, no, I'm talking about the other Saturday night main event in January.
The January
in Toronto.
One. Okay, yeah. Well,
yeah.
That makes sense if they want to run it back. I would wait a little bit. I would want Gunther to kind of like build up that dominant NXT UK Gunther. Really.
Well, I mean, he's going to be in the Royal Rumble the next week after. And
have him win the Rumble.
He's probably going to be the biggest pick to win.
Have Gunther win the Rumble. There you go. Have him win the Rumble. I'm with that. And then, no?
I don't think so.
You don't think Gunther's going to win?
I mean, I don't think he's going to win, but I mean, he is one of the biggest picks because who else is going to win?
Either have him win the Rumble or
he can beat that at the end, but I don't think he's going to. I think just because we've already seen 2 Gunther title reigns already, just this past year. So I'm like,
but who else is built up? Who else is built up to take the title? Because CM Punk is in the dog. I mean, LA Knight's in the doghouse. Honestly, LA Knight should be holding the title right now, not Punk. Let's be honest. But he pissed somebody off because this was the perfect little pocket of time that LA Knight could have had a short little 2-month title reign, a little 2-3 month title reign, and then drop the title to somebody else. He fucked that up for himself royally for some reason because Punk should have won the title at Mania because that was the trajectory. Seth carries it into Mania. We get Punk, Seth, and Mania, and that's where it ends. So there's nobody else.
The prediction for Punk's title, I've been having a feeling that a story you could tell is, I don't know, either have Braun Breaker win the Rumble or the Elimination Chamber, maybe Elimination Chamber, if Punk holds it that long, and that be the match for Mania, and then Seth Rollins come back because he could come back around that time. So if he came back at Mania, and everybody think he's just gonna attack Punk, but it's like, no, I'm gonna get my get back on Breaker first, and he actually helps Punk. I think it could be a good story play, but that's an early prediction I've been having.
Well, that's actually the prediction I've been going with too.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker is the only other person I see build up to win the Rumble or Chamber.
I definitely.
I mean, he looked good with the title.
No, Braun Breaker definitely should be the next World Heavyweight Champion, and that builds up. I would wait to bring Seth back though. I would really leave Seth off TV for a minute. I would say build up Braun Breaker, get him the title off Punk, have him feud with Roman, have him beat Roman, really like solidify himself, make him feel like he's untouchable, make him feel like he's the man, have him actually break away from the Vision, have a feud with Bronson, have a feud whatever, have him break away, really just like do his thing. And then we get the return of Seth to try to like stop, they wouldn't be the one to stop Braun Breaker, and have Seth come back as the big baby face to stop Braun Breaker. Now, but also I would want Seth not to win though. I still would want Seth to fail, but have Seth come back as, okay, I'm here to take everything back that was taken from me, and but Braun Breaker is gonna.
You still gotta be with the Vision though, because he's the Vision still gotta be a thing when he comes back. Like, unless something happens.
Well, I mean, the only other thing
gotta be a thing. Because
like I said, outside of
that, you gotta have that view of him coming back and like Braun Breaker saying to Bronson, and of course Paul Heyman being right there. Like that's got to be part of it because all three of them like attacked them on that night, so they at least still got to be a thing.
At least Heyman, or they can make it compelling if they keep them together. Have like a mystery attacker take out Reed or do something like that. Just start getting into his head and then like, who is this mystery person? And then it ends up, I mean, we'll obviously think it's Seth, but then it'll be Seth. Something where they can make it compelling where Seth just doesn't come out. Because if Seth tries to come out and confront Reed and Breaker, he's going to get destroyed like he did last time. So he's got to be the architect. He's got to be the smart one to come out with a way to fracture the Vision or split them up to where he can taking advantage of it. But ultimately, I would still want Braun Breaker to be the winner in it all because
champion.
He is the future. He is the future of this. So
I think Mania is either got like Braun Breaker's match at Mania. So either if it's not for a title, the only other match I can see is possibly
Roman,
possibly Brock
or Brock. Yeah.
Well, possibly too.
No.
I think they want Braun and Brock.
I don't know.
I would rather see Braun and Roman. I don't think Braun and Brock would be a good match. Honestly, I don't think it would be as good as it sounds on paper. I don't. For some reason, I think it sounds good, but I just don't think there's no story there between them two. There's no history between them two.
You got War Game. You still got time.
But they're on the same team.
They're on the same team.
They're on the same team. So something has to go
wrong.
Has
that ever stopped the feud before?
Something has to go wrong between the two.
All it takes is one miss. Yeah. All it takes is one miss spear to Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar be like, "What the hell, Paul?" And then you got 4 or 5 months to build the story
off of a spear, though. Because they spear. That's kind of weak, bro.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not going to be enough.
For Brock Lesnar to be upset because he got accidentally speared, and it's Brock, bro. He's Brock.
He got Diamond Take You Lightning.
Now, the
only way I can see that working is if just a spear maybe got tsunami'd as well.
They got a legit turn on Brock. They got a legit turn on Brock.
Yeah, like Brock's got to feel like, brought me here, like, is the one that recruited Brock. Feel like everybody just turned on him just like that because you got 3 Paul Heyman guys there.
Yeah,
you got Roman, so you already know Heyman's turned on Roman. You gotta feel like Heyman has turned on him completely, just like he did it. Be a spear, it's got to be a tsunami, it's got to be everything. Really work.
You're right. It's got to be a full blown turn, and I don't think they're and Brock. I don't think is on the schedule. He's on a part time schedule. I don't think he's going to be around to build a feud over the time like that. He's going to show up for the big shows, get his payday, and go home. So
that's what I'm saying. He don't need a Mania match, and
he's going to be at Mania. He's already been,
but he's already on the promo.
He's on the promo. He's going to be at Mania.
Who's he going to face? Is either like the only 2 names I could see off top that he may face is Braun Breaker or Gunther.
They can do
Gunther retires Cena.
They can do Brock and Gunther, or if they want to run,
I can see that.
They can do Brock and Gunther, or they can do Brock and Punk. for the title. Because Brock and Punk had great matches.
That's possible too.
So they can do Brock and Punk. So I'm okay with Brock and Punk or Brock and Gunther as far as his match. Because Punk's original idea was Seth. So if they don't do Seth and Breaker, they can do Seth and Brock. Because I think they can still wait on Braun Breaker unless they have Braun Breaker win the Rumble or something like that. But it's
and I mean, I'm gonna say, even if it's not the World Heavyweight Champion, you still got Cody Rhodes. Because other than Solo and maybe Jacob, who else is challenging Cody?
Right.
And Mania, pretty much.
It's slim pickings over there for Cody because, like I said, Randy, if he gets off vacation, he out there living life. It's got to be Randy Orton. Randy's got to come back and turn on Cody and start building that. If Randy comes back around Rumble time, and because that's the only option. That's honestly what I want to see. I want to see the Randy, because that's what we're all waiting for, is that Randy Orton Cody Rhodes feud. So it's got to happen now because Jacob's injured. Because that was supposed to be the direction, but Jacob Fatu's injured.
Yep.
They're not going to do nothing with Drew McIntyre because they wishy-washy with him.
That's over with.
That's over with. He's just going to keep losing. He's in this vicious cycle. He's the LA Knight of SmackDown. Him and LA Knight are in the same situation. I don't want to see any of the. I don't want to see the MFTs.
There's nobody else built up over there.
Yeah, Solo's done. I don't want to see a run back with Solo Sikoa and the MFTs. No, absolutely not. Unless they bring somebody up, but they got to build them up, or they draft somebody over. But there's nobody, so it's got to be a returning Randy Orton as a heel. That's the only option. Yeah.
Either that, or like I said, or Bronson Reed wins Rumble and he decides, you know what, I go after Cody.
Yeah, but they don't have as much history as Punk. But they can start building that up, starting with War Games. But
I'm thinking putting Bronson Reed in a WrestleMania title match.
But so you can have, that'd be a cool thing to see too. Like have Reed go for one title, and
have Breaker go for another.
Yeah, and they can both try to dominate. Dominate the division, both shows. And the divisional run Monday and Fridays. That's a good way to go about it too. I like that. So it's options. So we'll see how they do with that. But there's a lot going on again. So as of this recording, so by the time you hear this, we would already had another SmackDown, another Raw, and SmackDown will be coming up again. So and within all that, we'll know who's going to be closing in on this Cena tournament. Also, what the situation could lead to as far as the War Games matches and stuff like that, which we'll get to. But I want to talk one thing too. I want to touch on another big development in the women's division with the IC title. Becky Lynch lost her IC championship to Maxine Dupree, which I'm
with
not
the AJ Lee distraction
with the returning AJ Lee coming back.
I called that. I knew she was going to come back. Because when I saw that Netflix took her off the promo for Madison Square Garden, like, okay, something's going to happen here. Yep. And I didn't see it being Maxine Dupree, having an IC match with that. But once that got confirmed, I was like, she's losing.
Yeah.
She's losing.
And I don't mind. Maxine Dupree has kind of grown on me over time. I'm not a big fan of her, but she's grown on me, and you can tell that she's really
improved.
She's really improved.
Yeah.
And her winning and Becky, and good on Becky Lynch for willing to drop the title to someone who's like Maxine Dupree. Because she could have very well said, "I'm not losing to this person who's like still figuring out." No, that shows that Becky has a level of respect for the work Maxine has put in. And you can tell about when she won, the pop that Maxine got when she won that title. People are behind Maxine Dupree, and they want to see her win. She's grown. People have taken a liking to her, really well with her being in the Alpha Academy and all the stuff that she's done. She's really came into her own. And AJ Lee coming back, giving her that stamp of approval too, also helps with her stock. So she's got some really heavy hitters championing her, and now she's a champion, which is great. Now, here's the thing with that.
They've been building up for a while.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like if you remember, like I think it was like a year ago. It was like a thing like I think like she was like having a couple like bad matches on the house show circuit, and it was
Yeah,
like getting
yep,
around like
yep.
Hall of
Yeah.
Fans and shit.
And she
And like
couldn't.
it was like the next episode of Raw. Like I just remember Becky was walking around in the back and Maxine Dupree was just sitting there like after the match, and she just like gave her like this pep talk, like like hey, like
Yep.
do the work, this and that, blah blah blah. So like it shows
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool
like
little
Becky was
full
behind a
circle.
lot of this.
Yeah, Becky's
Yeah.
definitely. This is definitely a Becky Lynch call, which is cool. And she's still, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, and
Yeah.
if you see her on her social
But also
media,
Natalie had to play in that too. Natalia
oh,
has been training Maxine,
yeah,
so
for sure.
definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah. The low key legend,
Mm-hmm.
But here's how I'm seeing this play out, because yes, it's a feel good moment. Maxine Dupree got her first singles title, which is crazy. She got one before Chad Gable. Chad Gable.
Yeah.
But she got an IC championship before Chad Gable was crazy. But so she wins this title. So now she is the IC champion. Becky Lynch is already up in arms. If you see her social media, she's talking about getting lawyers involved and this. You know how Becky does.
Yeah.
Becky's gonna play this up crazy.
Hilarious.
But
Yeah.
so I do see them probably running it back one more time, not at Survivor Series, probably beforehand.
No.
No, I see them running it back probably one more time on Raw, like probably the next week's
On a Raw show.
Not yet, on a Raw show, and Maxine will retain to solidify it.
Yes.
She will still retain, and I think AJ Lee again will have a hand in this, because
Yeah.
and now we're gonna kind of go off to two different paths. But before I go off to the second path, I want to stick with the IC title, because this is where I think it's gonna go. So after Maxine holds it for a little bit, I think she's gonna have a short reign. It's not gonna be long. I think that title is going to end up going. This is where Roxanne Perez comes into play.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Roxanne is probably the next person on the list.
Roxanne, that title was meant for now Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez will come into the fold. She is going to take the title off at I don't know when, but she's going to take the title off of Maxine Dupree, and she will be holding that title until guess who comes back?
Liv Morgan.
And
Yeah.
that's what's good. Because now,
yeah.
because think about this.
Trust me, that was coming.
Dom's going to win his IC title back, and then Roxanne's going to have the IC title. Now, guess what? They've been real buddy and close in the Judgment Day. Now they're both IC champions, and when Liv comes back and she's like, "Oh, y'all, you lost my tag title. Now you're parading around with the IC championship and my and Dom, and you just think I'm gonna be all happy and good with everything." So Liv is gonna like try to play nice, but eventually it's gonna boil over. They're gonna get into it, and then we're gonna get. I think I don't know when Liv comes back, but if we can get by Mania, we get Roxanne versus Liv at Mania for the IC title, and then Liv takes the title off of Roxanne, thanks to Dom, and that's when Dom. This is when Dom and Liv are gonna start getting kicked out of the Judgment Day, when Finn is gonna have enough, because you think about Finn. Finn brought in Roxanne. Finn's been pulling the strings. He's been not wanting to help Dom for the longest, and he's already over it with Dom. So this is gonna be, and I think with Liv too. So I think that's where that story is gonna go. So it's gonna start with it's gonna revolve around those mid card titles. So that mid card title is gonna be really important in the Judgment Day story, going into the end of the year next year, I feel. Now going back over to Becky and AJ, after AJ's done terrorizing Becky and killing all of her aspirations for IC Gold again, we already saw on Monday, Rhea was like, "Hey, let me talk to you," to AJ Lee.
Yeah.
We see where this is going.
She's on. Yeah.
So
she's that last member.
She's that last
of
member
the team.
of the War Games team for the women, which we'll get into next. But which obviously means
so Becky got to join the heels.
Who's joining the other side? Becky Lynch.
It's got to be Becky.
It's got to be Becky.
And that's gonna build up that feud. So their feud is gonna officially start in War Game. Well, it's already officially started, but it's going to really go to the next level in War Games and coming out of that feud with no titles involved, which is crazy. But with no titles involved, we will get that AJ Lee Becky Lynch match down the line at some point. I don't know when. I don't know if they're going to have
Mania.
It'll be Mania, but I think they might end up having a series of matches. I think they'll have their third and final match probably at Mania. They'll probably do a best of 3 or something like that. Like Becky gets one, AJ gets one, and then AJ wins the whole feud at the end of it all. I feel like, and then AJ can move on to thinking about probably going for some kind of title if she wants to go for a title. I don't think there's any rush to put a title on AJ Lee. She doesn't need it anyway. She's not gonna be there that often. But War Games. So let's get into War Games. And we were talking about the women. So we got the women's War Games match. And the teams are, and I want to ask you how y'all feel about these teams. So the teams are, we have Charlotte, Alexa, now
Io,
Rio. No. I'm gonna go on one team. So Charlotte, Alexa, Io, Rhea, and possibly AJ Lee, most likely, yes. And they'll be taking on Asuka, Kyrie, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, and possibly Becky Lynch. First of all, how do y'all feel about these War Games teams overall? Do you think these are... I'm okay with half of them. That makes sense. The other one, some of them is like, what does this have to do with anything aside from...
I'm in the same boat as you with that. Half of them make sense. The other half don't make sense. It's like Charlotte, Alexa, AJ team up is like, that don't really make sense. Obviously, we know Rhea's one of the last women to beat Charlotte at WrestleMania. So we already know they're not on good terms.
Right.
Rhea and Alexa have nothing going on, and really and truly, Io and Alexa were kind of enemies. So that team doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense at all. It's like, okay, Rhea and Io and the Kabuki Warriors, those pairs right there, definitely War Games. Now, Alexa and Charlotte have, like you said, on the opposing side, if you're gonna just say because Lash Legend and Nia Jax, who came out of left field, mind you, literally came out of nowhere, cost you your tag titles, that warrants us to have War Games. What? Like, y'all haven't even been feuding y'all haven't even had a real feud. Y'all haven't had any matches against each other. Y'all haven't been having any tensions against each other, really. It's just,
Lash Legend, yes, but not Nia Jax.
Nia Jax has had tension with everybody, but
Yeah, but Lash Legend, I forgot who was her opponent. What was it, Lola Vice, that they were women's tag team trying to go after them? So that was it. So like, I would have said those.
But even still, it's not enough blood. It's not enough story and bad blood to warrant y'all to be just thrown into a War Games match. It's just y'all are in, like, there's more story. Like why was like Bailey and Lyra not involved in this? Because they had interactions with all them more than Lash and Nia. Not as much, not crazy either, but it would have made a little bit more sense. And then these outliers.
I was kind of hoping that's why they was teasing Charlotte being out, because maybe they could have added Bailey and Lyra
to it.
But they couldn't do that because then they would have to kick out Alexa, so they would have to drop both of them out. But this before they
added AJ. So you look at it, they had Rhea, Io, and
Alexa.
Yeah.
So you could have added.
But I'm talking
Bailey and Lyra into it.
Yeah, and then left AJ out. But then they want to have AJ Lee in the match.
Before they
they want to let AJ and out.
They want AJ and Becky, which I'm like, AJ and Becky don't need to be.
I get it now.
They really don't. That's what I'm saying. Like they could have met again in the Royal Rumble, in the Women's Royal Rumble. One of them, other out, would have kept going from there. They didn't have to be in this match. Right. That's why I was like, recruitment of AJ just didn't make sense to me. I was like,
Right.
Why?
It's not like Charlotte said, "Oh, I'm absolutely out and I'm not doing this." She came back and helped Alexa. So apparently, they're they're gonna work together.
Yeah,
That's the problem. That's the problem I've been having like with war games is
It don't
I
make
don't
sense,
think it should be
bro.
an every year thing.
No,
It became
it shouldn't be.
it pretty much became what
Hell in a
like when
Cell.
Triple H first took over. Yeah, he said like Hell in a Cell. You know, he wanted to make it to where it was like when it happens because a few needs it. But
Right.
then you have war games in the same position. Like I don't know. I
It's
don't
the
get
same
the
thing.
point.
And I'm like, why don't
Yeah.
y'all like? First of all, Survivor Series. They need to bring back the traditional Survivor Series match. I don't know why they stopped doing it.
They
I
are on SmackDown.
Huh? But no, at Survivor Series. Like why do they
I know.
why do they
I
not
agree.
put it why are they moving it to a different show? That's not Survivor Series. Why don't you just call the pay-per-view War Games? Don't even call it Survivor Series like anymore because you're not even doing that.
I think they should do it like if they do want to do it like that. I've always said they should just vary year by year. Make 1 year Survivor Series
Yeah.
traditional, the next
Right.
year War Games.
Yeah, or
We all
That way
agreed
it
on
doesn't get
that.
stale.
yeah.
And at the very least, if you're gonna do it like that.
Or they could have made this women's match a traditional Survivor Series match and kept the men's match a War Games match, which does warrant War
Yeah.
Games. You don't have to do 2 War Games matches. You don't have to. Like, I get it.
Or just don't do the
Even
women
the
at all
men's, I
because
think,
really,
kinda
truly,
don't make a lot of sense.
the women for the last 3 years. I mean, well, the first year, yes, but the last 2 years, both women's War Games matches really never made sense. The men's at least made sense. You had, OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline.
Right.
Here you have, like I say, you got the new Heyman clique versus the old, Heyman people. And then even the first one, it was, what was that? The Bloodline versus,
all the
yeah.
opposing of the Bloodline. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
yeah, everybody who hated their complete dominance of the WWE. At least the men's side makes sense every year. It's the women that never make sense because they don't have that storyline feud.
Right.
Well, it's all about. That's what it all comes down to booking. Because it's like, because honestly, when you look at the men's, I mean, it somewhat partially makes sense because you had, you had a group that was in it, but it's
You didn't
like,
need Drew, Bill.
Well, they needed Drew to make sense.
like,
They needed Drew to make
Like
sense of Cody being in there.
Cody really just popped up out of nowhere. Like,
Right.
like he never had like his Intercontinental title matches. Cody Rhodes is just there. I don't even know why. It was like, oh, hey, he said hi to John Cena, but like, why are you really here? Like, so you just end up popping up. Realistically, you shouldn't be in that position.
Right. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like,
It's
Logan
thrown
Paul
together.
don't make sense.
It's thrown
Logan Paul
together.
don't make sense at all.
Logan Paul's only
Logan Paul
there.
definitely didn't make
Logan Paul's only there because Seth is injured and they needed somebody to replace Seth's spot. So so they said, well, we'll just plug Logan Paul in there. Logan Paul.
Well, really, truly, Logan was supposed to be Punk's opponent for the World Heavyweight Championship. There's like, nah, we'll scrap. Just throw him into a War Games match. I was like,
Right, that's what they just said. They said we'll just throw everything in the War Games and we'll have them all deal with their feuds.
Punk would have faced him anyway.
Right.
But Punk would have he would have been in the War Games anyway, probably because if Seth wasn't injured, he's beefing with Seth, so that would have made sense.
The original War Games would have been most likely the original vision, which is Seth, Braun, and Bronson.
And Bronson
with Brock in it.
Brock would have
been in it, and then they would have still added Drew in there. So it would have been that, and then the other team would have most likely been Roman, Jey Uso, Cody, LA Knight, and Punk. That was going to be the original War Games before LA got in trouble and Seth got injured. That was where all the story was leading up to, with all these matches and all these feuds and all these tensions between each other and LA and Jay getting into it and Punk and Jay and LA Knight and Roman popping up every 2 seconds and they having tensions and Cody wanting to help one day and not be around the other day and Brock just being there out of nowhere. It's like they would.
Yeah. He said he didn't want to see the Usos until Christmas. What happened?
Right. They just it ain't even Thanksgiving yet. And you saying I want to
Yeah.
see you through Christmas, but now because plans change because now Jimmy Uso is now like think about it. Jimmy
Is in
Uso is just in there, he's just in there, and I'm like
Yeah.
okay, and I get it. He's the Usos, and he's got he's had his problems with the division, but he hasn't had his problems like Jay has
No.
at all. He's been kind of dealing with two different things. He was dealing with Solo and the MFTs on one show. And then he was bouncing back and forth, from
Well,
show
now
to show.
I think he's now a part of Monday Night Raws now. I think him and I forgot him and somebody else. They switched. That's why he's on Raw now.
Yeah, but
like Solo and the MFT
traded
versus
I remember LA Knight got traded to them, but they never
he got traded too. Because that's why
being traded.
That's why Logan Paul is officially Logan Paul and I forgot somebody switched. LA Knight and somebody switched. That's why I made a comment like they've been silently moving the bloodline from SmackDown to Raw.
Yeah.
People have been going over to SmackDown. So I was like, Roman Reigns is still a SmackDown person, but he still shows up on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
No, Roman Reigns is a free agent.
Yeah, Roman.
So he's a free agent now.
He's a free agent. He can do whatever.
Yeah, they always even like since Heyman was with him, like they pretty much said like Roman was just like he shows up wherever he wants.
Yeah.
But really, Solo and the MFTs versus the Wyatt Sick. I thought that's where they were going with it. But I guess they must have changed that.
That would have been horrible. That would have been.
They're still teasing it because like they announced a Survivor Series match.
Because
they kept teasing it, so
because it's the two biggest factions on SmackDown. But first of all, it's a lopsided thing because the MFTs are all dudes, and it's Nikki Cross on the Wyatt, so Nikki Cross can't even go against them. So Uncle Howdy or Bo Dallas, like he's wrestling one time and then he's not. He's maybe injured, maybe not. And then you got Loomis. You got Loomis, Rowan, and what's my guy's name?
Rowe.
Joe Gacy.
Eric Rowe.
No, not Rowan. The other one.
You said Rowan. Joe Gacy.
Oh,
Gacy. Yeah, Joe Gacy.
Gacy. Yeah.
I was thinking for some reason I was trying. Joe Hendry kept popping in my head. Joe Gacy.
Yeah.
So I
guess that's where getting rid of Braun Strowman was a bad mistake, but I mean they did what they had to do.
Yeah, they did what they had to do. So it's like, okay, that calls for your traditional Survivor Series match, 4-on-4, and have Solo sit out. And he can do, he can be the manager, and he let the rest of the MFTs be in the match, and then Nikki Cross can be on the sidelines and the other ones, and that would have been a good 4-on-4 Survivor Series match, not a War Games match at all. Would it have been probably crazy and wild? Yeah, it would probably be entertaining, but it just didn't call for it story-wise. And it's just like they needed more time to build that story up. If they had that feud going on all year, then maybe so. But other than that, it's just they wouldn't just. I'm glad they didn't go that route. But
yeah, let's get back on these women War Games match.
Yeah. So the women's War Games match, those are the teams. Again, aside from Ia, Rio, and the Kabuki Warriors who weren't being in that War Games cage, Alexa and Charlotte, AJ, Becky, Lash, and Nia have no business being anywhere near this War Games match, but other than they just needed bodies to be put in this one and fill out these teams. I just think, like, honestly, this match is going to be probably not that great because there's no story to carry along. There's going to be some high spots. Io's probably going to jump off the cage in the trash can again.
Yeah.
Because she always does that.
I can't wait.
There's going to be some mist involved from Asuka, obviously. AJ, I don't know what she's going to do in a War Games cage. I'm kind of scared for her to be in that cage because she hasn't been in the ring that much for her to warrant being in a War Games match. So they're going to have to go. First of all, she's going to have to go last. She needs to enter last.
Yeah.
And she
also don't have no stamina either.
Right. She got to enter last, and she got to do as least possible. She don't need to be taking no crazy bumps. She don't need to be jumping off no cages. She don't need to be doing nothing crazy. Like, let her come in, get her shit in, maybe get the pin, and go home. Let everybody else do the hard work. So let her get her moment in with Becky. They're gonna have their little stare down. They'll have their moment. She'll probably get one crazy spot with Becky, and we'll call it a day then. But even still, it's like, out of this, there's gonna be no real resolution, because outside of this, we know that AJ and Becky's still gonna keep feuding. Charlotte and Alexa, where do they go after this? Do they break up? Because they need to break up at this point, because Jade Cargill needs opponents. So they need to if not break up, they need to, like, hey, maybe we should refocus and we'll have each other's back, and let's
go back to our singles career.
Yeah, but we'll always be friends, or not friends, but we'll always be frenemies. And then they both start going after Jade, because Jade needs opponents. So break them up. I don't know what you do with Lash Legend and Nia. Do you keep them on SmackDown or Raw or wherever they are? Or do you just send them back down to NXT? Because if they're a real tag team, but they're heels, that doesn't make sense. Exactly. I don't want that. I don't want that either. That doesn't make no sense. Again, the Kabuki Warriors, they need an opponent, because they're now they're the tag champs. Who's gonna go against the Kabuki Warriors now? So it's like,
they got Lyra and Bailey. They got that set up. So I think that's the premise.
Yeah, but that's one team.
It is a tag team champions. I mean, you just said Lash and Nia. I mean, it don't matter.
The women's tag division is like non-existent.
It's no tag teams though, and they're all they're heels. So
plus, Rhea and Io could be a tag team.
No.
Rhea is one of their biggest single stars in the company. You think they're gonna lump her in a tag team right now?
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's not happening.
If they put and then all that's gonna do it. So let's say they do that. Rhea and Io are a tag team now, and they continue their feud with Asuka and Kairi. Okay, so this is going to keep going. So there's no resolution outside of this War Games match, because they're going to keep feuding. So now they're feuding for the tag titles, which, they feud. Eventually, they're going to probably put the tag titles on Asuka, on Rhea and Io.
And Rhea.
Now what? What do they do now?
I didn't say they was going to give them the titles. You just said a feud.
Yeah, but if they feud for it and they break up again, which means one has to turn on the other, or if they go their separate ways, like, we don't really want to see Rhea. I mean, Rhea's gonna start going after. Rhea's gonna start putting her direction towards Stephanie. Stephanie, because Stephanie needs an opponent, a real opponent. We'll get to Stephanie in a second.
That'll probably be the Mania match.
Stephanie needs a real opponent at Mania. We don't a real one. So she's already faced Io. So in the money match is Stephanie versus Rhea. So if they lump them in the tag title, that's not happening, and they're not going. I
don't see them doing it for Mania. I was just talking about for now, like maybe to like end of January.
I don't know. I think
that's what they've been doing. Like that's what they've been doing. Like I mean, that's why I like Lash coming up and being with Nia, because that's a good. That's a good tag team for the division. You got to add bodies in to make tag teams.
They need to bring up some baby faces. In they need to bring up like Soul.
Yeah, they need to bring up that.
They need to bring up Soul Ruka and Zarya. They need to bring up who else? Who else is a tag team in NXT that they can bring up? Shit, that's a babyface tag team.
Well, I mean, you still got Secret Hervis. You got
No, you don't. Because Piper's gone. She's out, and then
Piper's hurt.
And they're heels. And Chelsea Green's a heel, and she's doing the thing with old boy.
Well, you got B-Fab and Meacham. I forgot about them, but even though they ain't worth it, but
they're wrapped up in a feud with Jade right now. So B-Fab and Meacham is right now.
Yeah, Jade. Ain't gonna last long.
They're Jade's prey.
And that's not gonna last long. So they're gonna be back to a tag team again.
So they can do that, but who's gonna believe B-Fab and Meacham is gonna beat the Kabuki Warriors? It's just gonna be
you just need, like I said, you just need bodies.
Yeah, you need bodies.
You need bodies right now.
Everybody can't be champion. So every team don't need to be champion, but you need somebody to face.
That's true.
So,
but you got to build somebody up though, because they can't be champions forever. And then Asuka and Kairi, respectfully, should be single stars as well. Especially Kairi. Kairi's due to break away from Asuka and
She's
break
due
out.
for a single title.
She's due to break away from. And it seems what I'm not liking right now is they were building towards that, and then all of a sudden they're just like not doing that no more. Where Asuka's like really like being abusive and emotionally abusive to Kairi. Now they're all like, we're best friends and we love each other and nothing's wrong. And there's
I think that's what they're trying to do is build Kyrie up, because I mean right now Kyrie has no pop. She really does. I mean, she's a good wrestler, but she has no pop. I'm guessing this is their way of trying to build her. She turns on Asuka probably. They lose the titles, and then she could probably get a successful singles career. Because right now it's not existent.
But that means they have to lose the titles again to another team. So now the Kabuki Warriors have to lose the titles because of Kairi, and then Asuka has to go back to her mistreating Kairi again. But now, if it's just her doing that with no other opponent, because like, okay, Io being attached to that made sense, and Io and Rhea, but if they're off doing their own thing, there's got to be another fuel to that fire. So now they're kind of booked into a corner with that. That's why I think they're kind of switching away from it, because again, there's not enough bodies and there's not enough things to build these stories out. They need to shake up these rosters, and they definitely need to break, because it's too many injuries too. It's too many injuries right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they have too many people sitting at NXT that's just sitting there. Like, bring up Trick Williams, bring up Jada Parker, bring up Sol Ruka, bring up all these people who've been there forever. Bring up Lola Vice, bring them up. Bring them up. What are you waiting for?
What's funny is Trick Williams is actually, when you were saying overfamous earlier for the
tournament,
I was thinking Trick Williams would have been like a great one. I think Trick Williams is like, I can see them thinking he's more ready because like the build and all. He could have like that Brock Lesnar push coming up.
Yeah.
But I think Trick Williams has like is more put together when it comes to promos and look, everything.
But for some reason they don't want to bring Trick up. They should have brought him up after he lost the NXT title for the second time. Instead they moved him over and had him do the TNA run thing, which I don't get that.
Hayes.
I think that was building his heel character. But I've noticed they've done with NXT lately, like the past couple of years, when they have a star like that, they'll have that run, and then you can tell like they'll like switch him heels so they can like learn that character, because he never really had that big heel run,
right?
Like as the star, like he was heel with Carmelo for a bit, but his big run was face, and then because he did the same thing with Braun Breaker, he had his face run. And then, I think it's heel run or whatever.
No, he had a heel run first.
He had a heel run.
I don't think he never had a face run.
And then he
never had a face run.
He teamed up with Baron Corbin, and they started to kind of turn face a little bit because people were starting to fuck with him. And then they broke him. And then when they saw that, they broke him up. And then he went off, and he did have he was like a tweener for a little bit. He was like a tweener.
Yeah.
And then after a while, they moved him up, and they said, no, he's got to be the bad, because they wanted to keep that badass persona on him. So, but with the women, it's like, okay, you have all these people there, and like the women's division definitely needs, like, again, like y'all, like I don't see, like I don't understand why, like it's mostly I don't see why they moved up Lash Legend, but why they haven't moved up Jada Parker, they haven't moved up Lola Vice, who both of them have been there forever. Julia, who's on SmackDown, needs help, crazy, because they moved her up too quick. I think they need to move Julia back down because they just fucked her all up. And Stephanie is also, they're not handling her title reign right at all. Like her title reign is not going too good because she don't got no opponents. Because everybody who matters is wrapped up in some other shit. So,
well, I think it's like you said, there's too many injuries. So I guess the time that they were moving them up, now we got all these injuries, we got all this stuff that's happening. So it's basically, I think they had the timing right. It's just too many unexpected things are happening right now, and it's throwing everything. I think this last year whatever plans that they had, it's just been completely thrown off with so many injuries.
Yeah. And yeah, the injury bug is crazy. Like, and I get that too. So, and it's especially when it's these like top level stars, getting injured, and it's the champions or the people who are next up in the main event scene or in the main event programs. But that's why it's so important to build up these mid card, these people in your mid card, and have them ready to make that leap at any moment, instead of having them just kind of like linger around and do these same matches over again and not do anything to really build themselves up or be able to build themselves up. Because now we're in a situation like you're saying, you got Jade Cargill on SmackDown with no opponents, and they got to go back to the tried and true well by splitting up Charlotte and Alexa just to give her 2 opponents. You got the IC, the United States title, which was taken off of Julia because she wasn't doing anything good with it, and now they put it back on Chelsea Green, but now she don't really have anybody to go against for the most part.
Yeah.
And then the IC title's on Maxine. Like, Becky was doing the best with any title of the women, and then she just dropped it to Maxine, and that's the most promising looking title of them all. The women's world title. When Naomi had it, we knew it was about to be something crazy, but she got pregnant.
Yeah.
So they had to fast track it onto Stephanie. And the problem with that is, like I said, injuries, but also there's really nobody built up that's available to take on someone at the caliber of Stephanie. So Stephanie's kind of like having to deal with, like, you know, whoever she can get. So that's why we got Nikki Bella versus Stephanie Vicaire, which nobody wants to see. And it's like, come on, for real? That match is not going to be great. We already know that match is going to be painful to watch because Stephanie's going to have to turn it down a few notches.
Yeah, she's going to have to carry Nikki through this, basically.
She's going to have to carry Nikki so much. But what else are you going to do? Because Liv's gone. Naomi's gone. Rhea's busy. Mm-hmm. Io's busy. Asuka's busy. Okay?
Yeah. Raquel and Roxanne, they tied up in the Judgment thing.
Yeah, and they don't want to move. They don't want to move on with the Raquel and Roxanne program just yet. They probably want to keep her in the mid card. And Becky's busy with AJ, so you can't do Becky. You can't do AJ.
You can't bring back Natalia back either.
Nope. You can't bring her back unless you want
also
to.
Just that they never brought Natty's Natalia's NWA. I don't know if you've seen her NWA like AAA gimmick.
Yep, Natty, the real Natty.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to do that.
Natty. I don't know why they don't put that on like actual like
because it's gonna get over and they don't
WWE
like
TV
because it's gonna get over like crazy and that's not their true. They want Natalia to be sweet, Bret Hart's niece, Natalia Neidhart. They don't want badass. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna beat you down, Natty. They don't want that Natty because Natty's so nice and lovable. And no,
that's why you don't see Tamina no more.
That's why exactly. If they brought Natty into the fold and had Natty just come and attack Stephanie, that's compelling because one, Natty's different, she's believable, and she's tired of it. And she's like, "Look, you came in here thinking that you're hot shit. I'm gonna show you who." You know, the real legend is blah blah blah. Like you think Nikki was a legend? No, I'm the real legend, and I'm gonna show you how legends really get down. And that will be a compelling little feud to help Stephanie until we get to like the Rhea situation. But they're not gonna do that. They won't do that.
No,
which is stupid. So I don't know where they go. Honestly, it's like they're trying their best with what they got, but it's like somebody's definitely gonna be suffering. During this time, but let's go ahead and get to the War Games card. I guess we'll go and see what the matches is, and we'll just kind of give our quick predictions on who we think will win and the results. And again, this is going to happen on November 29th, so it'll be when this comes out. It'll be tomorrow of this recording. Which will be very convenient. So let's go ahead and run through. So we'll start off with the women's War Game match. We already talked about it. So again, we have Asuka and Kairi with Lash Legend, Nia Jax, and most likely Becky Lynch taking on Rhea, Io, Charlotte, Alexa, and most likely AJ Lee. War Games match for the women. Who do you think is going to win this match? Who do you think is going to get the pin? Do you think it's going to be good?
Definitely ain't gonna be good.
Excuse me.
Getting the pin, I would say it's gotta be Alexa. Alexa is the easy choice.
She's taking the pin, or she's gonna get the pin to win.
She's taking the pin. I see that. I see that team losing.
Okay, so you see
the heels are winning.
The heels are gonna win.
I can. It's kind of easy, compelling for that because I mean,
really,
it can almost go either way.
I only see the heels winning. The heels could win.
Well, I mean, the reason why I say the heels could win because, like I said, Becky just lost her IC title, so she's got to get a win or at least look somewhat favorable. That's the only other reason I'm leaning towards the heel. But otherwise, I can see Alexa either picking up the win or getting the loss. She wins. I say she pins Kyrie. And therefore, Alexa and Charlotte get a match for the tag title.
I'm okay with
that's it. Alexa is like the safest choice right now. Where she wins or lose, it really doesn't matter. You can't have Charlotte look bad. You can't have Rhea look bad. You can't have Io look bad. Alexa right now is in a spot where it's okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with Alexa taking the pin. Kyrie could most likely will take the pin. And that could build to the story with the tension with her and Asuka. So I'm okay with Kyrie taking the pin if it leads to that. I wouldn't want Lash Legend to take the pin because she's new. Nia could take the pin, but it's like I doubt she's
they booking Lash like a beast.
Yeah, like, Lash is booked like a beast right now. So Lash is not taking no pin. So if I would actually like to see Lash Legend get the pin. Why not? Give her the pin against Alexa over Alexa. Do it.
Yeah.
Build her. Build her
the faces win pretty easy.
But if the faces do win, it's going to be a whole. I think either AJ Lee gets the pin. If the baby faces win, AJ Lee or.
But who does she pin? Or who does she beat?
Kyrie or Becky.
Like I said, yeah, it's got to be Kyrie. Well, no, it can't be Becky again. So I feel like because now
you won't do Becky yet.
Because she's already beat Becky in the tag match, and now she costs her the belt. So it can't be Becky.
Kyrie's gonna take the pin regardless. Kyrie's gonna have to take the pin if she's the only one who can take the pin because Asuka can't take the pin. Lash can't take the pin. I mean, Nia could take the pin too, but
Nia's the only other. Yeah,
Nia or Kyrie are the only ones who can take the pin. That's it.
Yeah.
But even still, I think the baby faces win too. I think I'll give it to the baby faces. Next up, we got John Cena, Dom Mysterio for the IC title rematch. I already told y'all. I think Dom's getting the title back. I think Cena's dropping the title back to Dom. It could be some fuckery from the Judgment Day.
It's going to be fuckery.
Most likely. It could be a situation where maybe we get swerved. What if we get swerved and Ray actually helps Dom? What if that happens?
You know, it's funny. I did have a small thought like that too.
Think about that because it's in San Diego. Because here's the thing: it's in San Diego. It's their hometown, and I thought they were gonna do Ray versus Dom. That would have been like Ray versus Dom in their hometown. But if Ray's not on the card, Ray just had this tag match with Cena, so Cena's thinking Ray's cool. Mind you, they did do that callback. Remember when Ray won the title when they were in the hallway and Ray and Cena was like, good job. And then later that night, he took the title off of Mysterio. So Mysterio only had the title for like one night. What if Ray never forgot that? And he's been like plotting. So he's like, okay, I'll let you get your title win. But now that, I'm going to help.
You should have challenged John that night. He said, great job, John. Let's have a title match.
That would have been dope. He should have did that. That would have been great. But maybe that's gonna build to the story, and I feel like Ray is gonna come out and they're thinking, oh, Ray is gonna help Cena stop, because Ray and Dom hate each other, and Ray does for the first time in his entire career in WWE, he does something heelish. He goes heel on John Cena, and he causes John Cena to lose the title, and he helps his son win the IC title in their hometown at Petco Park, and he, because think about it, Finn feels like, Dom feels like the Judgment Day really don't have his back, and they just lost again. So Dom feels like the Judgment Day is no help. He doesn't have Liv anymore, and so he got so desperate, he went back to his deadbeat dad.
Or Grande Americano and his group come in there because he's been leading towards. I know terrible idea.
I don't want that. I don't want it. No Grande Americano.
Who he's been running to though?
No Grande Americano. Bro, leave. No, it's San Diego. It's hometown, and there's no history between Grande Americano and John Cena at all.
You can get Juan Cena. You never see Juan Cena?
Oh, come on, bro.
Comes out with the he can just have the mask underneath the ring.
No, absolutely not. No, we need Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio needs to do what nobody expects Rey Mysterio to do, which is help his son and help his son beat John Cena, and they stand.
Yeah.
That would be a sight, bro. Imagine the shock or the pop. One of the it's gonna be absolute shock or a crazy pop when that happens.
It's gonna be a massive shock more than anything, because if you really think about it, Ray has chosen everybody else over Dominic of his whole career. Remember, started Dominic and the Ray feud. Ray chose over Dominic. And ever since then, Ray has always chose somebody else over Dominic. So yeah, for Ray to finally choose Dominic over Cena, would be a shot.
Right. Exactly.
It'll be a huge shot.
The only problem I would have with that, why I slightly don't think it would happen, is you would get no payoff from it. Like, because John Cena's not going to have another match between Survivor Series and
You don't need another match.
You don't need it. You don't need it.
You don't need a match. Here, the payoff for that is, like I said, Ray never forgot what John did to him all them years ago. And stole his moment.
Yeah.
Now I'm stealing your moment with my son. I waited all this time. You stole that world title moment from me. I didn't even get to hold that title for 24 hours before you came waltzing around challenging me and taking it from me. So now, after all these years, I'm gonna watch my son take it from you, and I'm gonna help him, and I'm gonna do it right before you on your last days. As one of your last memories of your career is me getting my revenge at the hands of me and my son. That's the story right there. That's the story.
And also, remember the year that CM Punk left WWE with the WWE Championship? They threw a tournament next Monday Night Raw for the final two. John Cena, Rey Mysterio.
And who won that?
Who won? John Cena.
John has always stopped Ray from making it to that next point, or stifled him. He's always put that cap on Ray. And Ray's always played nice. He's not playing nice this time anymore. He's John, it's there. It's right there, bro. If they don't, it's right there. If they don't do that, they just missed out on one of the hugest opportunities, because at any point Ray could always go back, and him and Dom can have their feud at any time. They can have more tensions. Dom could be ungrateful. He could be real disrespectful to Ray, and Ray's like, I'm trying to make this work, but obviously you're just still the same piece of shit kid, and I need to handle you. I thought we could make this work by doing it your way, but it's not gonna work. And then they have their feud. But let's get that moment. Let's get that shock and awe moment of Rey Mysterio turning for the first time on John Cena to help his son, who everybody in the world thinks Ray can't stand his son, and his son can't stand him. Nobody would see it coming. It's
And the
amazing.
best part about it is like, you have a scene between Dominic and Ray, and basically Dominic's, is like, good job, Dad. You finally stood up for me. You finally showed it's like Ray, like, I do this for you. I did this for me.
Right.
You and I still have our problem.
Ooh, that's even
But
better.
I didn't do this for you. Yeah.
That's even more compelling. That's even more compelling. See, it's so many stories, and that just builds up to a great. Because I'm okay with Ray versus Dom at Rumble or Mania, or Ray versus Dom. You know, if that story, if they tell that story right, because that's a great story to tell. So
They got to run it back one more time, because they're each won a match at WrestleMania, so they got to have the rubber match.
Yeah. And if not for that, and also you also think too, Dom is holding the AAA Mega title. That's a title Ray never got a chance to win or never won.
Yep.
And Dominic rubbed it in Ray's face. So now,
Oh, you said Dom beat Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania?
I mean,
Yeah. I forgot what.
No.
It wasn't a one-on-one match. I think it was a tag match. It was him and Liv together, or him and Rhea.
That was just on Raw.
I think it was it was but like I think
Because it was like because Liv Morgan helped them, because that was like the thing, like they kind of looked at like, oh, when I was with Rhea, I could never beat my dad, but like I'm in this mixed tag match with Liv and I get a win over him.
exactly. Yeah.
But you still, they still run that beef back one more time.
There's still more meat on the bone, and this is another layer of it. This is a whole other layer of it, because now we're talking about Ray having to see Dom get all this success, championships, accolades. Dom's walking around saying he's the greatest Mysterio ever, and Ray's
I'm a double champ.
Yeah, and Ray's at the end of his career. He's back from injury, but he's also like at this point where he's like, he's probably got these different emotions and feelings. So he's probably gonna play a certain way. He'll probably, like do this for his. He's probably gonna go rogue, and he's like, if anybody's gonna, he's probably just gonna like, it's time for me to start standing up for myself and start playing Mr. Nice Guy, and I'm getting all my revenge back, or all the people who have done me wrong, one by one. I'm coming back for you. So I'm coming. I'm getting my just due. So, but initially, that shock and awe moment of Ray turning and helping Dom get the title back, that's money right there. That's a money moment right there. That's gonna get so many people talking. If they don't do that, they lost opportunity. Especially if they're running this match back. There's got to be a reason they're running this match back again in 2 weeks. Other than, of course, to get the title off Cena, but there's got to be something more to it. Because they could have just ran the rematch on Monday. If that was just, they want to put the title back on Dom. So it's got to be something more to it. And Ray was in that 3-man tag. Like they could have put anybody in that spot, but they had Ray in that tag. It's saying something. It's saying something.
Yep.
Yeah. So, to me, it made too much sense. They should have did. I thought they was gonna do him and Ray for the AAA title, like doing that in San Diego, California. Like,
I think that's coming.
Made a lot of sense.
It's going to happen at some point. And they'll probably do it at a AAA event. Obviously, they will want to do it at a
AAA event. I can see that happen.
Yeah, but right now they need to just keep building that story. All right, next one, the women's world title match. They just announced this one: Stephanie Vaquer versus Nikki Bella. Bathroom break.
Stephanie retained. Bathroom break. Everything.
Stephanie retains,
we already know.
We know what's gonna happen. This is gonna be Stephanie having
Nikki Bella wins outright.
Bro, Nikki Bella should never win another world title. Okay, let alone be
Stephanie she doesn't need it.
Nikki, they're gonna try to make Nikki look as strong as possible because she just turned heel. So one of two things are gonna happen. Either Nikki's gonna lose either via DQ by doing some fuckery, and they're gonna get another match out of this later to draw this feud out, or Stephanie beats her clean, and then Nikki does like a post-match attack and says it's not over yet, and then she lobbies for another match, and it's gonna be at least two matches with them for this. unfortunately. But Stephanie's still going to end up retaining. It's something for Stephanie to do. Stephanie needs an opponent. They've been kind of building this up. We saw it coming a mile away when Nikki started being real chummy, buddy with Stephanie out of nowhere. Yeah, we're bad acting. I was like, she gonna turn on her. We all knew what was about to happen. So, and when it finally happened, nobody was surprised at all. But yeah, again, they need somebody on the card. They need an opponent for Stephanie, and there's nobody else built up yet. So just throw Nikki Bella in there. So it's gonna be an easy win, either DQ or pinfall. But Stephanie's walking out with that title. But I still think we're gonna get another match out of this at some point. But yeah, so that's the other match, and then I think the only other match, because I think it's only 4 matches announced, right?
It's 4 matches so far now.
Because Triple H don't
There's
like a lot of
probably going to be a 5th match. Yeah.
If there is,
I mean, I don't think it's going to be 4, but I think. Yeah.
War game matches are kind of long too, so they might probably just leave it
because I mean, it takes 30 minutes for each of them to get in there, and then another 30, almost 15 to 30 minutes for the match. So talking about 2-hour matches, and then others.
Yeah. So that's probably going to be it, and then if they do add another match, it'll probably be. Well, no, because they still.
It's going to be something stupid.
They got to do something with the John Cena tournament as well, right? Because it's still going to be going on. So they're still going to.
They're just leave that on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, they're going to leave that on Raw and SmackDown. They're not going to bring that there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they were going to do one of the matches on Survivor Series. So.
Nah, that's just stupid. That's a waste of time.
Right. So then that'll be.
If they only had one match left, they could have did the finals there, but they're not doing for a regular match.
I feel that. Match. I feel that. So then that would just leave the men's War Games match, which would be the Vision, which is Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, with Brock Lesnar, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre, and they're going to be facing Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Jimmy Uso. Should be LA
so basically
Knight.
The OG bloodline.
The OG bloodline with Cody and Punk versus the Vision with Brock, Drew, and Logan Paul. I'll tell you who needs to win this match. The Vision needs to win this match. This needs to be,
the Vision needs to win.
This needs to be a win for the heels, which makes me believe the baby faces will most likely win. I doubt they'll have both heel teams win the War Game match, but this needs to be won by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. One of them two has to get that pin and win. They need it to build themselves up. I don't see a need for Cody because Cody just got thrown in here. Punk is okay no matter what. Punk's not taking the pin. Jay or Jimmy is taking the pin in this. This is Uso is taking the pin. Roman, I don't think is taking the pin. I think Roman's gonna get taken out of the match somehow. Punk will, try to be the one who fights. Punk and Cody will try to fight valiantly, but eventually they're just gonna overcome. I see Jay Uso actually taking the pin. Maybe Jey Uso is gonna take the pin for this one.
Really, truly, I can see Jey Uso taking the pin because, like I said, it's the end of the first round of the Last Time Is Now tournament. Mm-hmm. I feel like next week he's going to be in 3 matches. Mm-hmm. I feel he's going to be in the Advantage match on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Whoever his opponent is going to be, he's going to lose. Mm-hmm. SmackDown, I could probably see him being in he could probably be in the Last Time Is Now match. Mm-hmm. Or even if he's not, Monday Night Raw, he probably is going to be in it. So either way, he's going to be banged up. So it's easy to say, he can lose the match and then go into the Last Time Is Now match and probably either survive or probably get eliminated. We don't know, but it's easy for either Jay or Jimmy taking it. Roman, I don't see Roman and Punk getting along. See, after WrestleMania, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Cody, like you say, he's just out of there. He's probably gonna play Peter, and that's just gonna fall apart. So definitely the heels, they're gonna take it. Bron Breakker, since he's been the biggest push so far, see him picking up that victory.
Yeah, I definitely think Bron Breakker definitely needs to get the pin. I think that's where it needs to lead to. Bron Breakker needs to be the one standing tall. Well, Bron and Bronson, for the most part, need to be looking good. Bronson needs redemption because, as we saw in his last War Games match, he jumped off the cage and he broke his ankle. He shattered his shit and he was injured. So I want redemption for Bronson Reed. No tsunamis off the top of the cage, please. But
Look, he'll go do that shit.
He better not do that.
But he's still gonna do that.
If he do that shit again, bro, and I'm like, bro, come on now. Then you not learn your lesson.
Also, he went through a table too. That was also another thing.
He went through the table, but he like stood up when he landed. He didn't land like on the ground. He like landed on the table, so he landed with his feet, and that's what did it. But even still, I hope we don't get injured this time around. But I do want the Vision to win this one. It's gonna just look better for them, especially building up Braun, because he does need to be built up to take that title off of Punk, and this will be a great starting point. Them winning War Games. Because there's no reason any of the baby faces should win. Cody winning, Cody getting the pin does nothing. Because his feud his direction needs to go towards Randy, go towards somebody else on SmackDown or Randy or Alistair or somebody over there, somebody over SmackDown. He needs to get back on track with that. Punk has he's gonna still be dealing with the Vision. Roman's going to go away again. He's going to leave. Jimmy and Jay, I don't know what they do. I don't know if they get back to the tag division because they did it and then they stopped doing it. I don't know, but Jimmy and Jay need to do something. Jay needs to get away from the title picture for a minute. So lump him back up with his brother. That tag division needs a tag team. The Usos will be a great babyface tag team for that division for the temporary. So that's fine with me.
For Dragon Lee and AJ Styles,
especially Dragon Lee and AJ Styles, they need something going on. And Drew, God bless Drew. I don't know what to do with that man. I don't know I don't know, because they're not gonna give him the title. Where does he go from here? Like, what feud does he get into? Does he move to Raw? I say move him to Raw.
It's back to crybaby Drew. I mean, this is all we get.
But he got suspended. Then he got reinstated due to a loophole. So he got suspended off of SmackDown. Technically, I don't think so. I think eventually if he ends up back on Raw again, they can rekindle the feud with him and Punk. But Punk's not dropping the title to Drew. Nobody is dropping the title to Drew. Drew McIntyre is not winning that title. As long as it's on Cody and Punk, Drew McIntyre is not winning a title, which sucks for him, but it's not happening. So I don't know what he does. He's gonna go. I know he's going to go film a movie. So they probably will. So maybe after War Games, they'll write him off TV. So they'll write him. So he'll have a crazy spot, and they'll have to wheel him out or something like that. Or maybe after War Games, something happens, and they write him off TV, and he goes away for a while. And
matter of fact, you know what? That could be the Brock Lesnar thing. So complete turn on Brock Lesnar. He takes out his whole team, and that could be Drew. He takes Drew out completely. You write Drew off. Bam, he goes shoots his movie. Brock Lesnar disappears. Roman Reigns disappear. Bam, we're done.
Yeah. So we'll see. Again, we don't know. It's a lot of elements in this men's War Game match that's going to happen inside the cage and lead outside of it. And then, like I said, this is going to start kicking off what is going to eventually turn into Rumble season and Mania season. So they're going to start crafting the directions for this stuff. But it's still hard to say. But it should be a decent show overall. Like I said, we're gonna have. I'm looking forward to half these matches. I'm looking forward to the IC title match because I really hope we do see that moment with Rey Mysterio if it happens. And I'm looking forward to this men's War Game match. The women's War Game, both of the women's matches, they are so thrown together. They can either surprise me by how good they are, or they can just be not good at all. I'm not looking forward to the Stephanie and Nikki match, and that's not because of Stephanie, because I love Stephanie Foucault, but I don't think that's going to be a great match. And then the women's War Game match is a toss-up. It's either going to be really good or it's gonna be a shit show. With who's involved, because I just don't believe the story, and I don't think everybody's gonna go 100%. AJ Lee's not gonna go 100% in a War Games match because I don't think she's got it in her. Becky is probably gonna like try to do something, but she's not gonna do too much. I don't know if Lash Legend's ever been in a War Games match, so I don't know what she's gonna do.
No,
Nia was god awful in her last War Games match.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna do any better. And so which means Rhea and Io and Asuka and Kairi are gonna have to carry because they all have the most War Games matches under their belts out of everybody.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to carry, which is the only ones who should be in that cage anyway. So we'll see. But
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be a decent watch. We'll see.
Does anybody think that Jay might turn heel in War Games?
No. Because he makes too much money. He makes too much money with this shit and the crowd and the kids and the Yeet. He makes too much money on that merch. They are not turning him heel. Not at all. Not until they feel like
the most heel that he's gonna do is gonna be just against other and his cousin. That's it.
Right. He'll be like rebellious. He'll be like a rebel, but he is not going full blown heel. Like he's done that, but this man is too over with like the kids and the merch and all that other stuff. He is a cash cow for WWE with that stuff. They are not about to turn. He is not about to break kids' hearts. They wear them glasses. They got them foam yeet fingers. The shirts. He be having kids doing the thing with him in the. Nah, it's over for him. Babyface. Mm-hmm. He is a babyface for the foreseeable future, whether he like it or not.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Jay getting them checks, and them checks look too nice for him to even think about turning. Them merchandise checks probably too nice right now. Trust me. But only thing I can see, only thing I can see is like Jay's just he'll get frustrated. He'll get real frustrated, and he'll just get back to that I don't know what to do mode. He's gonna kind of just sort of like distances himself, but I don't see him like turning in like a fool, like he was kind of doing, where he was just sort of like I got to do my own thing. Mm-hmm. He's gonna go back into that mode, but he wasn't a heel. He was just like a lone wolf in a way, if you want to put it in that perspective. But
also speaking about the face team, just one little thing.
Yeah.
So we got Cody, Roman, and Punk together. Mm-hmm. Think that's gonna play out between the three of them.
It's gonna be tension, but they'll work together. Because Cody and Roman kind of have this mutual respect for each other. Cody and Punk have mad respect for each other. Roman and Punk have a little tension, but they've already worked together before, especially in War Games. They worked in War Games before. It's not the first time. So I see them working together.
Yeah, but they fought after that too.
But that was a forced partnership though.
And is this also not a forced partnership in a way? But I think they've gotten more of a mutual respect for one another after everything was said and done. They probably don't like each other, but they respect everybody. All three of them dudes respect each other to the point where they're willing to work with each other because they all have the same problem, which is a vision problem.
I mean, that is true, but I said that first time, the forced partnership, like I said, it was to stop a new monster from being created with Solo. Mm-hmm. Time. This monster has already been created, and really and truly, Punk is the reason why. He came back. He broke up Roman and Paul Heyman. So Roman's not letting that go. As much as you can say forced partnership, he's not letting that go.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're not going to have their issues, but I don't think it's going to play a major role.
They had a moment like when they was facing off yesterday. I don't think it was on TV, but they were just like staring at each other, and I think like Roman was saying like, they're like, don't stab me in my back. And CM Punk said like, oh, like I wouldn't stab you back. I drive it through your heart or something like that. So
yeah, like I said, they're gonna have they gonna have the tension, but at the same time, and there might be a moment where they kind of like they do the thing where they'll like shit talk back and forth, and they'll be distracted because they're dealing with each other, and then that causes something to happen with the other team to take advantage of it. Stuff like that's gonna happen. I don't see them actually coming to blows, or it might be a situation where Roman accidentally spears Punk, or Punk.
I think he might Superman punch him,
or Superman punch, or something like that, where an accidental miscue happens like that, and then that causes a whole bunch of issues. And then Punk comes back and gets his get back, and he hits him with hits him with something, and then that starts to do that. So that could happen, and that could cause, again, that to lead to them losing. But I don't think that's gonna end up causing a full blown feud. It's just they don't like each other. But at the same time, they'll still probably somewhat cooperate with each other to a certain extent, for the sake of the match. It's not like it's gonna be, because they got to stand in that cage together too. They got to sit in that War Games cage before they get called out to the ring. So unless one of them is first, they're gonna be chilling with each other in that cage. So if it's smoke on sight, they're gonna be fighting in that cage. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, we're gonna find out at War Games. War Games goes live November 29th. It's now available on ESPN if you're in the States, or if you got a VPN, watch it on Netflix for the low. Whatever, however you do it for yourself, however you get it done, or you can just wait till everything drops later and watch the clips. I don't care, but there's options. But that's going to be happening. So we'll see how things go. But I want to appreciate y'all, gentlemen, for sticking around for this very lengthy show. We got a lot of content in, but thank you to Beans and Christian for coming through for another DEW Takeover, the War Games edition.
Anytime.
We appreciate you. This was actually part 2 of episode 243. So this will be out actually the day before War Games. So if you're listening to this on the audio version right now, that means that it is the 28th, which is the day before War Games. So right on time. So we'll see if our predictions are right. And we'll see how things play out leading after War Games into the following Mondays, Fridays, and other PLEs, especially Saturday night's main event, which will lead into John Cena's final match. And we will most likely know who his final opponent will be and how that's going to play out. But it should be a good time. But other than that, we thank y'all. We appreciate y'all coming through. For the granddaughter, for Krishna, for Beans, one last time for the one time, D-E-W.
D-E-W.
D-E-E-W. Y'all take care, and we'll catch y'all on the next episode. We'll be back for Gaming Week and another podcast with the 430. And until then, we out of here. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.